Hi, in this video of Inkpot, we are now starting with the market trade numericals. We did the market trade theory in the last video, but now we are doing the numericals. I'm going to be starting with the easy numericals in this sections. However, when you look at the assignment, you will see that there are a lot of variety of Pareto efficiency and market trade numericals that you can practice from. So the first case is the simplest case possible. It's two Cobb Douglases with the two endowments given to us. So this is the information set which will always be available to us, and we have to figure out that what is the consumption bundle A and B will have at the trade equilibrium. Simply speaking, हम ये फिगर आउट करना चाहते हैं कि इक्विलिब्रियम में ए कितना कंज्यूम करेगा, बी कितना कंज्यूम करेगा. माइंड यू, मैं इक्विलिब्रियम बोल रही हूँ, तो इसका मतलब इक्विलिब्रियम प्राइस पे देयर कैन बी नो एक्सेस डिमांड एंड नो एक्सेस सप्लाई. एवरीथिंग विल बी इन इक्विलिब्रियम, नो एक्सेस डिमांड एंड नो एक्सेस सप्लाई. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग आई विल डू इज आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद ए. So for A, the utility has to be maximized subject to his budget constraint or his budget line. So we say UA is equal to X1A X2A subject to P1 X1 plus P2 X2 is equal to M. Right? Now what do? We divide this whole thing by P. With P1. So we divide the whole thing by P1. But before that, I want to write one more step. We write P1 X1 plus P2 X2 is equal to P1 omega 1 plus P2 omega 2. See, I'm actually not writing A out here because I'm saying this is for A. But if in the exam you're writing this all thing has to be denoted for A. We are saying that this is the entire bundle of A. This is all A, right? So I divide the whole thing by P1. Or P2. Let me do it with P2 so for easier this thing. So then I get P1 by P2 X1A plus X2A is equal to P1 by P2 omega 1A plus omega 2A. Right? Now let me assume P1 by P2 to be equal to P. Then I get Px1A plus X2A is equal to P omega 1A plus omega 2A. Right? Now I start doing the A's calculation. So this is a simple this actually applies to A and B both. So if I just change all the A's with B's, I will get the same set for B. But I want to now divide the page and talk about A's calculation. Let me talk about A's calculation here. Okay. Now we are saying that this is my equation. Now I don't know what X1A is. And I don't know what X2A is. That's the consumption bundle I'm supposed to find out. But I do know that omega 1A is 10, so it becomes 10P plus 5. 10P plus 5, right? 10P plus 5. Now, I know that this is a Cobb Douglas, which means the equilibrium will be at tangency. The equilibrium will be at tangency. Now, this is the last semester, right? Remember, last semester में हमने बोला था कि convex है तो tangency पे equilibrium होगा. So, equilibrium is at the tangency, which automatically implies that MRS is equal to P1 by P2, except P1 by P2 is P here. So, I need to figure out MRS. MRS, if you calculate, now I'm not writing MRS here because I'm assuming now you guys know how to calculate MRS. But MRS will be X2A upon X1A is equal to P. Or X2A is equal to Px1A, right? X2A is equal to Px1A. I take this, I name it 1, and I put it right back here. Then I get 2x2A is equal to 10p plus 5. Or x2A is equal to 10p plus 5 upon 2. Or then x1A will be equal to 10p plus 5 upon 2. Let me highlight it. So I have this and I have this. This is for A. I do the same exercise for B. For B I get the equation, the budget line as Px1B plus x2B is equal to 5p plus 10. Again, I put it back in the MRS with the MRS and I do the tangency bit. Here also the equilibrium is at the tangency. I repeat the same steps that I did for A and I get X2B to be equal to 5P plus 10 upon 2 and X1B to be equal to 5P plus 10 upon 2P. Alright, let me highlight. So I have this. So now I could take either good 2 or good 1. For the simplicity, if you look in the x1, in the good 1, we have p in the denominator, so it makes sense for me to take good 2 here and good 2 here. So what we do is we write that total demand is equal to total supply for all the goods. So I am taking good 2. That means my total demand for good 2 is 10p plus 5 upon 2 plus 5p plus 10 upon 2, which is equal to the total supply, which is 5 plus 10 here, so which is 15. So when you solve it, you get p to be equal to 1. You get p to be equal to 1. You can solve it. So you just have to take this to the other side. This becomes 30. This is 15. P is equal to 30 minus 15, which is 15. So p comes out to be equal to 1. Once you have p to be equal to 1, all you have to do is put p to be equal to 1 here, p to be equal to 1 here, here, and you will get x2a, x1a, and you will get x2b, x1b. So let me just write it quickly here. So x2a then will be 7.5. x1a will also be 10 into 1 is 10 plus 5, 15 upon 2 is 7.5, and by the looks of it, x2b and x1b will also be 7.5 each. So this is how we do a market rate equilibrium. In market rate equilibrium, we are supposed to find the equilibrium price where there is no excess demand and no excess supply. And how do we do it? By finding each individual equilibrium. Alright, let's do the next question. So next question is where there is a perfect, substitute, and a convex. Now for this particular question, I want to draw a diagram and explain something to you. Okay, let me draw a diagram. So let's suppose this is my Edgeworth box. Okay, now my IC of A is convex, and let's suppose this is my budget line. So like we have already started from the market rate theory, that अगर ये बजट लाइन हमारी वो वाली बजट लाइन नहीं है जहाँ पे दोनों एक ही पॉइंट पे कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, मतलब अगर हमारी ये बजट लाइन वो बजट लाइन नहीं है जहाँ पे एक्सेस डिमांड एक्सेस सप्लाई नहीं है, तब हमारे प्राइसेस चेंज होते रहेंगे. सो इफ आई एम स्टेबल एट अ प्राइस, इफ आई एम स्टेबल एट अ बजट लाइन, it is only because at that budget line there is no excess demand and no excess supply, right? Which means they both have to consume the same point. But B is a perfect substitute. B is a perfect substitute, which means that for him to consume in the interior, अगर B कॉर्नर पे कंज्यूम करेगा तो एक्सेस डिमांड एक्सेस सप्लाई के रूल के लिए ए को भी कॉर्नर पे कंज्यूम करना पड़ेगा, और अगर ए कॉर्नर पे कंज्यूम करेगा तो ए की यूटिलिटी जीरो हो जाएगी. अब ए अपने सारे गुड्स गिव अप करके जीरो यूटिलिटी पे तो नहीं आना चाहेगा, विच मीन्स कि बी भी कॉर्नर पे कंज्यूम नहीं करेगा. अगर बी कॉर्नर में कंज्यूम नहीं करेगा देन बी विल कंज्यूम वेयर? इन द इंटीरियर. इफ ही इज कंज्यूमिंग इन द इंटीरियर देन हिज IC is overlapping the budget line. Assess what I've said here. अगर B के पास परफेक्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट का IC है तो उसके पास इक्विलिब्रियम या तो कॉर्नर पे हो सकता है या इंटीरियर पे हो सकता है. क्योंकि हम मार्केट ट्रेड कर रहे हैं, मार्केट ट्रेड में सबसे बड़ी चीज क्या होती है कि हमारे पास एक्सेस डिमांड या सप्लाई नहीं है. अगर एक्सेस डिमांड या सप्लाई नहीं है तो अगर बी कॉर्नर में कंज्यूम करे तो ए को भी कॉर्नर में कंज्यूम करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज दे हैव टू कंज्यूम एट द सेम पॉइंट. अगर ए कॉर्नर में कंज्यूम करेगा तो यूए जीरो हो जाएगा, बिकॉज एनीथिंग मल्टीप्लाइड बाय अ जीरो इज जीरो. इसका मतलब ए कॉर्नर में कंज्यूम नहीं करेगा, वो अपना एंडाउमेंट दे के जीरो यूटिलिटी पे तो नहीं आएगा. इफ आई आस्क यू गिव अप ऑल योर मनी एंड नॉट गेट एनी यूटिलिटी, वुड यू डू दैट? नो ना. सो द सेम थिंग. तो इसका मतलब ए wants to consume on the interior, which means B will have to consume on the interior, which means that the only way it can happen is if his MRS is equal to the price ratio, which means his IC is overlapping the budget line, right? We understand the step so far? If his IC is overlapping the budget line, that means this entire yellow line is equilibrium for B. मतलब बी को इस सारी की सारी लाइन में कहीं फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता कि वो कहाँ पे कंज्यूम करे, वो किसी भी पॉइंट पे कंज्यूम कर सकता है. विच मीन्स कि जो हमारा सिंगुलर पॉइंट है कंजम्पशन का वो बी डिसाइड नहीं करेगा, वो ए डिसाइड करेगा. सो सिंगुलर पॉइंट ऑफ कंजम्पशन कैन नॉट बी डिसाइड बाय बी, इट हैज टू बी इन फैक्ट डिसाइडेड बाय ए. ऑलराइट, सो विद दैट बेसिक लेट्स सॉल्व. A Cobb-Douglas है. I'm not repeating the same thing, but you know how to get it in that form. That is Px1a plus x2a is equal to 10p plus 5. इस form में तो हमें लेके आना now we know now how to take it out in this form from the last question. Then I will have to write that x2a upon x1a, because of tangency condition we have p, which I put here. Then I get x2a to be equal to 10p plus 5 upon 2 and x1a to be equal to 10p plus 5 upon 2p. Right, so this is my 1 and this is my 2. Now we know, it's a very simple question. हमें पता है कि B का IC is overlapping the budget line. हमें budget line का slope जो है वो बेशक ना पता हो, but we know what is the slope of IC. The slope of his IC is MRS, and we know MRS is 1 out here, which means if they are equal, then MRS will be equal to the slope of the IC, which is P, which implies that P will be equal to 1. And if P is in fact equal to 1, then we are sorted. We can put just this value back here and find our answers, which means x2a is 15 upon 2, which is 7.5. x1a is also 7.5, and x2b then will be equal to what? x2b will be equal to what? The total good 2 we have is 25. x2b will be 25 minus 7.5, which is 17.5. And x1b will be equal to 15 minus 7.5, which is this 7.5 right here, which is equal to 7.5. So this question works like this because this condition is true. I just want to make a point of caution here. This condition is not true always. A lot of us who don't have very strong basis in semester 3 believe that this condition is true always. It isn't. ये condition तभी true होती है जब IC जो है वो overlap करता है budget line को, जो कि हमेशा नहीं होता. Perfect substitutes में हमारे पास 3 conditions हो सकती हैं: MRS greater, MRS lesser, MRS equal to. So this is only one of the 3 conditions of perfect substitute, which is not true always. Alright, let's do the next one. Now, this is a very, very intuitive one. You see, A says, I don't like good 2. He's not saying I'm indifferent towards good 2. It's not a neutral. He says, I don't like good 2. Which means when he's producing 10, 10, if there was no B, and A was to consume his own bundle, then his utility will be 0. But if he dumps this 10 units, he says, oh, मैंने produce तो कर दिया लेकिन मुझे consume नहीं करना है. If there is a way to avoid the consumption, then if he dumps this 10 units, then his utility will be at least 10. And 10 is preferable to a 0. Right? So actually उसके लिए this 10 is not good. So if he can give it to somebody even free of cost, would he want to? Yes, if you can make some certain money out of it, it's great. But अगर नहीं भी बना पाता तो अगर बेचना भी पड़े बिना किसी पैसे के तो भी तो बेचेगा ना, क्योंकि इससे तो उसको dissatisfaction हो रही है. It's like, your garbage cleaner takes money to clean your garbage away. It's a bad for you. You still want to get rid of it. And you have to pay him to get rid of it. So it's not like he's paying you for taking your garbage away. It's not like, for him it's a good because he sells it in the market. But still, वो आपको तो पैसे नहीं दे रहा ना, आपसे तो वो पैसे ले रहा है ना. It's the same thing. ए बोलता है कि मुझे गुड 2 नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन फिर भी वो ये बोलेगा कि अगर वो भी ठीक है क्योंकि गुड 2 देने के बाद में यूटिलिटी जो है वो 0 से उठ के 10 पे आ जाती है. राइट, मेक सेंस. एंड लुक एट बी. For B, good 1 is the same way. For B, he likes good 2, good 1 is the same way. He doesn't want good 1. So actually, the market trade will automatically happen where A will give B all of units of good 2 and B will give A all of units of good 1. Why? Because then they both will be at highest possible utility. अब ये कैसे होगा, किस prices पे होगा, that we don't know, we cannot calculate क्योंकि इसके अंदर interior condition नहीं exist करती. What I mean is, these are your A's ICs and these are your B's ICs. अब इसके अंदर हमारी टेंजेंसी कंडीशन नहीं मीट करती है ना, हमारे पास तो ये बजट लाइन है तो टेंजेंसी कंडीशन ही नहीं मीट करेगी, तो इसीलिए हम इसके अंदर इक्विलिब्रियम नहीं लगा सकते, इसीलिए हम इसके अंदर P फाइंड आउट नहीं कर सकते. P इज ऑलवेज एन अननोन फॉर अस. व्हाट वी कैन से इज दैट इक्विलिब्रियम विल बी UA is equal to 15 and his bundle is 15,0 and UB will be equal to 35 and his bundle will be 0,35. So all of good A will be with A, all of good B 2 will be with B, and how the trade will happen, we cannot figure out the steps. Okay, this is a very interesting one because it's a quasi-linear, and quasi-linear is solved like a convex because quasi-linear follows the same equilibrium condition as a convex curve. So let's do it. This is MRS is equal to the price ratio, which is P. So what is MRS here? 1 upon 1 by 2 under root x2a is equal to P, or it is 2 under root x2a is equal to P, or P square is equal to 4x2a, right? Again, it's a perfect substitute. Again, quasi-linear is like a convex, na? So perfect substitute hai. So the only way this guy will consume in the interior if his, yes, you're right, budget line is equal to the IC, or the slope of budget line is equal to the slope of IC, right? Which means P is definitely equal to 1. We can figure out from here because MRS is equal to 1. Because MRS is equal to 1, which means if I put P to be equal to 1 here, then I knew for x2a is equal to 1. So x2a then is equal to 1 by 4. Right? If x2a is equal to 1 by 4 and P is equal to 1, then x1a is easy enough to calculate. Right? What is x1a? X1a will be the total income, which is P omega 1a plus omega 2a. This is my total income, minus 1 by 4 upon P. Whatever P is, P we know is 1, but we don't know omega 1a and omega 2a. So we can actually leave the answer here in omega 1a and omega 2a. And what will be x2b then? X2b will be the whole omega of good 2, which is omega 2a plus omega 2b minus 1 by 4. And x1b will be omega 1a plus omega 1b minus this, which is this here, minus x1a. That's it. So I'm leaving it in omegas because I haven't given you the endowments, and I've done that deliberately because I wanted to teach you this method and not go into this thing. So you have to then understand 2-3 things. 1, market trade means equilibrium price, जहाँ पे ना excess demand होगा ना excess supply होगा. 2, हमारे पास हमेशा उसी केसेस का हम निकाल सकते हैं मार्केट रेट जहाँ पे हमारे पास इंटीरियर सॉल्यूशंस हो. कॉर्नर सॉल्यूशंस में हम इक्विलिब्रियम नहीं निकाल सकते, नॉट एट दिस स्टेज. लेटर ऑन व्हेन यू डू एन एमए और व्हेन यू गो टू हायर स्टडीज इन इकोनॉमिक्स यू विल बी एबल टू डू दैट, बट राइट नाउ you won't. So please do this video again and again till the time you get it right. And because the next video onwards in this entire chapter, now we have theory and only theory. There's only 1-2 major theories which are going to be really important for you from exam perspective, but rest of it is the numerical base which we've already done so far in this chapter. Thank you.